Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Skyrim's Special Edition. My name's Camel, and in this video we're going to acquire and thoroughly inspect the unique heavy armor helmet or headpiece known as the Visage of Mzund. Very possibly, if not the best, at least one of the best heavy armor headpieces in the game. And along with that, it also grants us the amazing ability to shoot a steam shout. Not only will it blow you away, it will blow your enemies away, literally. And along with the Visage of Mzund, we will also be acquiring one of the 5 Kagrumez Resonance Gems. So if you're here for that, stick around as well. It is part of the Dragonborn DLC, so if you are following this on the standard Skyrim, you will need the Dragonborn DLC installed to get this helmet. Alright, so first we want to head to the island of Solstheim. Once here, we want to head to the dwarven ruin known as Falbathaz. On the map, it can be found where my character is currently standing, in the kind of midwest of the island. Now this dwarven ruin is quite long, and although it may seem a little bit confusing, once you get in there it's pretty self-explanatory, and I will also walk us through any of the puzzles or things we need to activate to continue on and eventually complete the dungeon. Now before coming here, I would suggest you come here at a pretty high level or you come as a very good player. So firstly, very shortly after entering the dungeon, we will be faced with choosing which of these 10 buttons to press. From left to right, we want to click the 4th bottom button. Once we do that, it'll open up this door, letting us continue on through the dungeon. Next, when we come across this not spinning tonal resonator, all we want to do is hit it. Doing so will open the door to the next room. As soon as we enter the next room, we will come across these spider webs, and there will be a tonal resonator hidden behind it. Destroy the webs to get to the resonator and of course hit it, and this once again will open the door to let us continue on with the dungeon. Next we'll be entering the main chamber. Once here, we want to head to the right and jump down onto these spinning cogs. We want to walk across the cogs very carefully, of course, until we reach this door. Once there, enter. This room's short but full of traps, so be wary. Once we exit that room, we'll make it back into the main chamber. Here you might want to activate this valve, which will lower a bridge, allowing you to get back up if you fall into the water at any point. Then activate this lever right next to the valve that lowers the bridge. This will allow us to continue on to this platform where once again we'll want to jump down onto these different spinning cogs and then make our way up the stairs to this door here. In this next chamber is probably the most challenging puzzle of this dungeon, the classic tonal resonator valve challenge or puzzle. To be super accurate, I suggest you use a bow and arrow to do this. Luckily, there is a dead body who has left a bow and arrow right here for us to use. So what we want to do is shoot the tonal resonator on the very left. This will activate 3 valves. Then we want to shoot the one on the middle left, right next to it. This will activate 4 valves. And then we want to shoot the middle right tonal resonator, and this will activate the remaining 13 valves. There are other number combinations you can use, but this one works just as well as any of the others. Once all 20 valves have been activated, this will open this door here to the left of the room, allowing us to continue. Once again, we will be entering the main chamber, and this for me was bugged. The second spinning bridge was 180 degrees spun in the wrong direction to begin with, so whenever I pulled any levers, it would always be the complete opposite way that it needed to be. So if it works for you, that's great, and if it's bugged for you like it was for me, I did find 2 ways around it. Firstly, we can run around the back here and then shoot the tonal resonator that there should be a bridge to. Once we hit that, it will spin around and bridge us across to the Great Hall. That's one way to do it. Or the second way is to use the whirlwind sprint shout to run across the gap. If anyone knows why this second spinning bridge was the wrong way around for me, please let not only me, but everyone else know in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. Ah yes, now we will be entering the Great Hall, which as always is filled with plenty of enemies to contend with. On the platform in the middle up the top, we will need 2 Centurion Dynamo cores. If you didn't bring any with you, which most people won't do, don't worry, there are 2 Centurions down here that we can defeat, and of course once they have been defeated we can take their Centurion Dynamo cores off their bodies. So once we have the 2 other Dynamo cores, we want to go out to the platform and put them both in the empty Dynamo actuators. This will both open the door and remove the bars, letting us access the treasure room. Head up the stairs, and at the back of the room on a table we will find the Visage of Mzund, along with a lot of gold and other random loot. Of course this is what we came here for, so be sure to pick it up. And right next to it we can find one of the 5 Kagrumez Resonance Gems. Although having nothing to do with the helmet, be sure to pick that up as well for tomorrow's video. So now that we have it, let's have a look at it. The Visage of Mzund. Its armor type is heavy. It goes in the head slot, which is both the hair slot and the circlet slot. It has a base armor rating of 24. Now this is the highest base armor rating of any helmet in the game, along with the Dragon Priest mask, Conoric, and also the Shellbug helmet. It has a weight of 12, a value of 1,542. It can be upgraded with a Dwarven dwarven metal ingot at a workbench, and also benefits from the dwarven smithing perk, which will double the improvements. And finally, its very unique and interesting enchantment increases your stamina by 60 points and grants the wearer the Breath of Mzund power. Now, provided we have the Visage of Mzund equipped on our character, when we go to our powers, we will find the Breath of Mzund, or Mzund, or Mzund, or Mzund. If you have any idea of how to pronounce this silly dwarven word, please let me know. But as we can see, the Breath of Dyslexia draws upon stamina to release a scorching blast of steam that deals 15 points of damage per second. Very interesting effect. Okay, so now let's deconstruct this steam blast that it releases. So provided it is active, clicking the shout or power button will release a steam blast for about 3 or 4 seconds. This will drain 75 stamina. However, if you do the initial blast, it will cost 75 stamina. Then if you continue to hit the shout and power button, although the breath isn't coming out of the helmet, it will continue to steam the area where the breath would have hit. This costs roughly 15 stamina per second. As you can see, our stamina is going down, so you can continue doing this until you run out of steam. What I really like about the Visage of Mzund and its steam breath effect is you can use it while still having both hands free, basically just giving you this extra way to damage enemies while still doing what you normally do with both your hands. For me personally, this is definitely a selling point for the Visage of Mzund. It also does this amazing thing: when you kill an enemy with the steam blast, sometimes they will blow away, which is most certainly appropriate. Not only is it funny from a pun perspective, but it's very fun to watch in-game. So it all seems pretty good on the face of it. But if we really think about it and how it can be applied to a character, is this a good helmet? That's the question. Along with 2 other helmets, the Visage of Mzund has the highest base armor rating of any helmet in the game. It is also correctly tagged as Dwarven Metal, which means it benefits from the Dwarven Metal smithing perk. Therefore, its improvements are doubled, so you do not require potions or enchantments to take this above flawless, putting it above a lot of other enchanted items. It of course gives you this steam breath ability, which is excellent for taking out weaker enemies or moderate enemies. I don't think it's too effective against those really strong enemies. It just doesn't do enough damage quickly enough to be an efficient use of stamina when it comes to taking out something really strong. But it is excellent for blasting away those crappy little enemies you can't be bothered fighting. I could definitely see the Visage of Mzund being used for any early game, mid game, and even late game characters. The only problem with that is it's pretty hard to get, just given how hard the dungeon is that you have to go through to get it. So by the time you're in a position where you can get the helmet, you may have a helmet that suits your character more, such as a personally enchanted helmet. But at the end of it all, purely just for its fun value, I would use this helmet pretty much over anything else. Also, that highest armor rating in the game for a helmet doesn't hurt. It could also be an excellent choice for a battle mage type character, because with that type of character you won't be using your stamina much, and this way you can do ranged attacks using stamina, and which will still leave both your hands free and all your magicka there to do what you would normally do. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one of the best helmets in the entire game. Whether you want to use it or not, that is up to you. But it can be healthy to use because it's always good to blow off some steam. It'll also push you in the right direction. You'll be going full steam ahead, or in this case, full steam on ahead. It also annoys your enemies so much they will end up steaming off. The Visage of Mzund is so steamy, you could almost buy digital games off it. And at the end of it all, the steam breath attack is so badass, not even a Tic Tac can take it on. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Camel, and this has been my guide for the unique heavy armor helmet known as the Visage of Mzund, giving you this amazing steam breath ability. I do hope this guide helped you in both acquiring it and understanding how it can be used and its pros and cons. If you did find this video helpful, I think you may be very interested in clicking on the playlist button on screen. This of course will take you directly to my Skyrim Special Edition Guides playlist, where you can select the videos that you wish to watch freely, or you can check in the description where there will be singular links. And with all that said, I would like to thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure having you here as we let off some steam. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you very shortly in the next video. As for me, I need to get out of this room. It's getting steamy.